Listen carefully. For the next 2 hours, you're going to experience mind program entry. That's a powerful force, not unlike hypnosis, transmitted through the television's blanking signal. It's going to alter your reality.
Just before we get started, I'd just like to say...
Merry New Year!
Happy New Year. In this country, we say Happy New Year.
Ha 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 ha! Thank you for correcting my English. I am Nanja Ibuko, exchange student from Cameroon. Ha 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 ha!
That's brilliant.
Happy 2023, fam. I really hope this year will be better than the last for us and for you. Speaking of which, in this final episode of Best Year, we're going to take one last look back at 2022 and check out the horror releases. Once we've ranked the films, and there's a shit ton of horrors to get through thanks to all the streaming platforms. So many, in fact, I just had to cut it off at 60, but I probably could have added a whole lot more. But we're going to finish up by giving our personal top, best, and worst horror films of 2022. We might even do our most overrated horror films. X. But so stay tuned for that. As always, I'm joined by my number one guy. It's Pete. Looking good, Pete?
Oh, Vassy, you're always looking good, mate. Thank you for having us again, and Happy New Year to you, mate, and Happy New Year to anybody who watches this. I'm super psyched about 2023. I'm pleased that we got rid of 2022. It was a bit laborious, so lots of hopes that 2023 is going to be an absolute killer. So, yeah, all the best to you and your family, Vass.
Absolutely, mate. It's been a lot of ups and downs this year. But yeah, let's start 2023 off with a bang.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this works. Look, with a bang. Hey!
It's like 3D and everything. That was awesome.
Awesome. I'm going to have to clean that up in a bit anyway. Never mind.
God bless.
So once again, to everybody.
Happy New Year!
Oh, well, that's kind of you, son. And a Happy New Year to you, too.
Did you make any New Year's resolutions, Pete?
Do you know what? No, I think my only New Year's resolution I've got is probably to drink a little bit less wine this year. Yeah. But apart from that, that's it, mate. Just drink a little bit less wine. I don't think wine likes me very much, and that's the problem. So I like it. It doesn't like me. So yeah. That's my only resolution, mate. Apart from that, life's pretty tough at the moment, isn't it? So I think if you make it through every calendar year, you're fucking doing all right. Like you should have a smile on your face just for making it. So I'm not going to make it more difficult on myself by making unrealistic New Year's resolutions, mate. Well, what about you? Have you made any?
I don't know, man. I want to get off these things here, these vapey things, but they do help me out when I'm stressed. And I get stressed a lot. But yeah, I want to continue making with my channel and keep plugging out bits of content here and there when I got time. But yeah, not really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think. Oh God! Did I just do that? Sorry, that was me. Sorry. Yeah.
Is one of your resolutions you want to get the ring on?
Yeah. No, self-improvement. Yeah, I think I'd like to keep doing what I'm doing because I think it helps me with my confidence and everything, and just want to enjoy the moment and try not to worry so much, and especially about stuff you can't change, and always look ahead, look forward. Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah,
and talking about looking forward, Pete, are you looking forward to any movies in 2023?
It's all about Evil Dead Rise for me, mate.
Looking forward to anything in 2023?
Evil Dead Rise. It's I can't wait till April.
Has it got a release date yet?
April the 21st, I think it is. But the more I see of it, the more I'm intrigued about it. And I saw a picture of it last week, and there was a lake with a woman floating ominously above the lake, which I've never seen in an Evil Dead movie before. So, I want to see more of this, to be fair. I really need to make time to watch The Hole in the Ground, which is Lee Cronin's first film, which got him the gig of Evil Dead Rise. I hear it's very good, but I've never had that.
I've seen that film. Is he Irish?
It's good.
I'm sure that film is Irish.
Yeah.
Set in Ireland.
It is,
Yeah. I saw the movie. It was okay. It was fine. It was I don't know. It doesn't seem like an obvious choice, like watching that movie and thinking about an Evil Dead film, but maybe they saw something in what he made. Is that fixed now? Is it that it's not going to get changed again or pushed back?
No, apparently not. Cinema release April the 21st. Yeah. So I'll get to see an Evil Dead movie in cinema, which is awesome. You know what I mean? I'm so pleased that it's not straight to streaming, and I'm going to be able to go and see it on the big screen. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I did check out some of the movies that are coming out this year. So we've got Scream 6 coming out. Don't ask me when. Evil Dead Rise, the Salem's Lot movie version's coming out. There's a new Insidious movie coming out this year, Fear the Dark. The Nun 2's coming out this year. The Exorcist. I know. Ooh. You know, The Nun 2 is one of the most successful horror films like ever. If you look at like the top 20 horror films of all time, The Nun's on there, which is crazy. But there it is. It's on there. I know it made tons of money. Yeah. Well, so there's a new Saw movie out this year as well. Saw X. A new Strangers movie coming out, a reboot. And Russell Crowe's in like two, I'm not sure if they're horror movies. One's called The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe, and one's called The Georgetown Project, which both have Russell Crowe in it. Might be horror-ish. So, I mean, I like Georgetown. I like that guy. They're into the horror. The Georgetown Project, yeah. So it's I
know Georgetown from The Exorcist. Surely it's got something to do with The Exorcist. Surely,
maybe. I think it's about an actor who's like in a horror film and something happens, and sounds like it might be good.
I like the
right, Pete. Yeah. Like I said, we got tons and tons of movies, to get through. Shall we? Shall we move on?
Let's hit it.
All right, let me just get this up here. Okay, here we go with all the movies from 2022. Well, not all of them, but all of them I could fit on. Otherwise, we'd be here all night. Right, Pete. So the first one on the list is a movie I just watched this week, and I think you watched it last week. It's or maybe the week before. It's Pray for the Devil. How'd you like that film, mate?
Pray for the Devil. It wasn't offensive, mate. I did not dislike it. For me, it had collections of really good moments, but something about it just couldn't quite gel for me as a full movie. It was tonally a bit all over the place, but the possession bits were really effective, I thought. I kind of like this movie, mate. Didn't love it.
I gotta say, Pete, I didn't like it one little bit. You're right. Some of the exorcism scenes and possession scenes, they weren't too bad, but overall, I kind of lost my interest about 2/3 of the way through. This story just wasn't grabbing my attention at all. So, mate, I didn't like it one little bit. So where do you want to put it? I mean, I'd to be honest, I'd stick it in a D. I don't think I'm going to watch it again. But did you want to bump it up to a C or something?
I would have thought C, mate, because it was better than some of the movies that I'm going to put in D. if that makes any sense.
All right. So we'll stick Pray for the Devil in C.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, before we get into the next one, let's quickly have a look at the comments.
Oh yeah.
Right. So Dave's here. Hello, Dave. Happy New Year. He says, "Hi guys. Hi to everybody in the chat." Oh, there's my son there. Okay. Hello back to you, Hassan. And there's the wifey. Hi everybody. Happy New Year. Many happy returns. And Gareth there.
Hey,
Hi,
Gareth.
mate. Oh, maybe he hasn't got. Could have sworn he had a stream tonight, but maybe I was wrong. You're right, Gareth, mate.
To be with us, man. I love that.
Yeah, this is the place to be. Alan Turner's popped in again. Hi, mate. Happy New Year, everybody. And Rabbi says, "Great New Year resolution, guys." Yes, thanks. We're all about getting better all the time. Dave says there were a lot of horror movies this year. I didn't see all of them, but a lot of them I did see, and they were terrible. Dave says I give the Scream reboot a 9 out of a boosty 10. Oh my god! And not a perfect movie by any means, but he gives it an A. Wow. I do know some people really like that film. I'm not one of those people. Dave says I give X a 7.5 out of 10, a B. Again, I gotta say I disagree, homeboy. Right, mate. Let's get to the next movie, which is another one I watched this week, first time watch, and it was Men. How did you find Men, Pete? Because it's a messed up film.
First time watch for me, mate. I was drawn in by the trailer. The trailer's really good. I love the fact that there's multiple characters played by the same man, even a child, which was a bit CG jarring, right enough. It's got its moments, Men.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The little kid with the face on. That looked terrible.
Yeah, totally. It's got its moments, Men, but it's just not for me. I don't think, mate. There's a few too many manginas in this movie. I'm not a fan of manginas, and there's a lot of manginas in this movie. Although the effects at the end are quite ambitious, some of them, and do hark back to The Thing a wee bit. But so did the director's last movie, Annihilation. I think that's what his name was. He had some Thing-inspired moments in them, but ultimately, this was a film that I couldn't really get behind. I'll never watch it again. It's I'm gonna. This is a D movie for me. Maybe I'm being harsh. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, mate. I mean, I kind of like the mystery aspect because I'm wondering what the heck's going on. All these people who have the same faces. Actually, the first guy, when she moves into that, when she's renting that flat or that house, the first guy she meets, he reminded me of. Do you remember Harry Enfield, Tim Nice but Dim from Harry Enfield? All I could think of was that guy, and I'm thinking, oh my god, is the whole film gonna be like this with these weird characters? And you're right, man. It just went off the rails in that last act, and I really, to be honest, I didn't understand it at all. I did not understand. They didn't explain anything. I mean, it was nice to look at up to the last act, which showed me all these things I don't want to see and want to never see ever again. It seemed like it was like, I don't know, it was not a proper story. There was a mystery that started, but it didn't get solved because it made no sense at all to me at all at the end. But no, I'll agree with you, mate. It's I'm not gonna watch it again.
No, fair enough. So
let's stick that in D.
Yeah, go for it.
Shit. Let's get that. Yeah. Oh God, why is that doing that? Oh, it's acting a bit weird. It's acting up now. Hang on.
Zoom out a little bit. There you go, mate.
There we go.
Nice.
So our first D movie is Men, and I know some people actually like this film, which is very, very strange.
It's in a lot of people's top 10s for the year.
I know. And the next movie is Barbarian, which I'm a fan of, and I enjoyed this movie. I was surprised how much I like this film. Good story, well made, good scenes, like really effective.
Yeah.
And I watched it twice actually. I watched it again just last week,
Okay.
and I had a good time with it. Even though I knew exactly what was going to happen, I still was along for the ride. I really enjoyed it. I'm a fan of this film, Pete. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing, mate. I had a good time watching this. I watched it in with people, and we were all arguing about the character developments, that kind of thing, and I really enjoyed it. I thought Justin Long in this movie was, fantastic. The performances were great all the way around, and it had, a few bits, a few scares, a few shocks up its sleeve as well. And for a horror movie, a popcorn horror movie, which Barbarian absolutely is, you can't ask much more than that for me. So I don't think it's an S-tier movie, but but I think it's very good. So I'd happily give this 2 points, mate.
Yeah, right there. We'll stick that in B. Yeah, I've got to agree, man. Justin Long, man, he's a bastard in it, but he plays it well, so you don't hate him too much, even though he turns out to be a proper bastard.
A proper bastard, exactly.
He's a bastard. And the next movie is made Bodies, which I think we both saw not so long ago, and I didn't mind it at all. I was expecting not to like it. It starts off how you're expecting it to start off, with all these irritating people, but I think the story plays out quite nicely.
See me, mate. I was pleasantly surprised by the film. To be fair, I thought it was amusing. I especially liked the ending. In the reveal of the reasons why they're all in this situation, I thought was absolutely great. I don't think it hits the heights of Barbarian as far as enjoyment goes, but it's not far off. I kind of want to give this 2 points as well, because it was a brisk, nice.
Okay,
speed. But 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't even put it in C, but if you want to put it there, we'll put it there, mate. I'll defer to your judgment.
Well, I'm just thinking it's probably
it's a bit high. That, like,
better than Prayer for the Devil. Do you think? Well, maybe
it is, but I mean, like, go on.
Should we put Barbarian up to 3 points then? Because for me, Barbarian's a better movie.
No.
So move Bodies.
It is, yeah, but I mean, I definitely can't stick Barbarian in here. I mean, it's very good. That's what it is. I don't think it's excellent. Just very good. And Bodies is like it's C-B border, but I don't know.
If you
want to keep it in B, we'll keep it in B. But
let's lock it in C.
I mean, Prayer for the Devil's it's the low C, and that's a high C, but it's still in C. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And the next one was that movie we were thinking of last week that we said was like Brain Scan, or the week before, and it was called Choose or Die, the Netflix film. That's what it was called, Choose or Die. And I didn't really mind this much. This film, I don't think it was offensive or anything. It was okay. It passed the time. No great shakes, but it passed the time. What do you think, Sim?
Exactly the same as you, mate. Yeah. I watched it. I turned my brain off and enjoyed it. It was quite effective. I did like the Prodigy Guys musical score. That was nice. It's for me.
Score was the best thing about it.
Yeah, definitely. For me, this is a C class movie.
All right, let's take it and see. And so I mean, you're right there. Look, you got 3 films there in C, but they're not all the same in quality. I mean, B is definitely better than Choose or Die or Pray for the Devil, but not good enough to be B and not bad enough to go into D. So I mean, that's where it's going to sit.
Yeah.
If you want, we can review them at the end and see if you want to move them around a little bit. And the next one, which might be on our worst of the year list, is Dashcam, which I absolutely hated and was a load of rubbish.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Insufferable it was.
Yeah, I so much wanted this movie to be good after. I was just saying, I so much wanted this. I'm just saying, I so much wanted this movie to be good, mate. After The Host, I really loved this chap's first movie. I thought it was great. So I was expecting a lot of this movie.
Yeah,
what I got was a highly offensive, a highly grating main character that was impossible to get behind, and just feces all over the place, mate. So I hated this movie. It was jarring. It was grinding. I couldn't really have. It didn't really have many redeeming features for me. Some of the creature scenes were quite well done, but you know, for me, it's D easily. Yeah.
D. I don't know, Pete. I might insist you put that in F because I thought.
Oh, sorry, Chief. Yes,
one of the worst movies I've seen this year.
I've got my tables wrong, mate. It is an F movie. Sorry about that, bud. It's F. You're right. It's
yeah,
-1. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah, might be the biggest disappointment of the year because I was really hoping, like you, for it to be a good film. Right, let's quickly crack on with these comments, and then we'll get back onto the next movie. Let's have a look here. Has it showed up? Dave says the Black Phone. Here, I'll give it a D. A 4 out of a boosty 10. Way too much Stephen King. I didn't like the cliches. Again, mate. You know, I
liked it, right?
Disagree. Yeah, I liked it very much. Let's have a look. Dave says I give The Reef a 2.5 out of a boosty 10. A C+ here. Some of the story goes really done 3/4 of the way through, but it has some fun. I did watch The Reef this week. I'll talk about that in a bit. Dave said The Reef Part 2 headed dumbness in, but had some fun. I'm not quite sure what that means. There was no two-headed sharks in The Reef, not this one. Dave says Barbarian started off really good, but really, really good. And then once the threat was revealed, it was really silly, really dumb, very boring, and just confusing. A D. Wow. I think we're moving away from Dave's opinions here. Like, I've got to say,
our parody is starting to divide, Dave.
They're all valid opinions, though. My sister's here. Hi, sis. She says she loved Barbarian, very much like Frankenstein. The humans were more barbaric than the creatures. Plenty of twists. Absolutely. Dave says Terrifier 2. I really liked it. Besides of having no story to it or any story, it was an excuse to link disgusting things that together. It's way too long, but I give it 8.5 out of boosty 10. Dave says Smile was filmed well, had a good soundtrack. As soon as they killed, after certainly in the morning, the storyline, I was turned off when the story started to feel like a little kid made up. Oh, Davey. Come on, Dave. You're harsh on the ones that
I tell you what, Dave, could you do us a favor tonight, right? And only comment on stuff that we've have already talked about or are about to talk about, because we're going to talk about Smile as well, and it just saves everybody having to listen to us talk about Smile twice, and we can buzz through these 60 months. So keep to our level, and then it'll flow a little bit better, please.
Good shout, Pete. Good shout. Dave said Smile also had terrible CGI effects for Alice Gillis. How did he do the effects? Give it a 2.5 out of 10. Harsh, dude. Harsh. D+. Side mount, I found out that the girl in X who's at the end, she also plays the old lady character too. Yeah, she does. Yes. Couldn't find anything on IMDb about it, but Mark Kermode hinted it. Dave said The Reef stalked. I meant vast. Some of it was done. Okay, right. No, that's the one I saw, but there was no two-headed shark in there. Paris the Film Girl of X, one of my second favorite horror movies of last year. I know people do like that movie. I'm not quite sure why. Dave said, "Fair enough, Pete. I will." Yeah, let's keep it all on the same page. Paris says the Scream 2022 is my number one favorite film of the year, and absolutely loved it at the cinema.
Okay.
Wow.
It might have been a good group experience.
I'm trying really, really hard. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying really, really hard not to upset anybody and say anything.
I expected the Skeletor
But,
clip
here
there,
we
mate.
go.
to be
Right,
fair.
Pete. The next movie is Grim. Oh yeah, that's right. Should have put that in, Pete. The next movie is Grim Cuddy, Pete,
Grim Cuddy.
which is available on Disney Plus right now, which is where I watched it. Did you watch it?
Well, you said to watch it, but I didn't, mate, purposely because I thought I'm going to watch other stuff, and that way between us we've got more movies to talk
Yeah.
about because there was that many. So over to you on this one, Bass.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Pete. I've seen lots of best of and worst of movie lists by YouTubers in the past week or so, and this movie is on nearly every single worst movies of the year, horror films of the year. And I don't know, man. I've got to say, I totally disagreed with what the.
I disagree.
Them.
I disagree, homeboy.
Yeah.
Because I bloody liked it. I thought it was a good film. I enjoyed it. It was I thought it was a fun horror film. I liked the story. I liked the characters. I like Grim Cuddy. I thought he was all right. It was a bit puppety, but I thought it was an effective film. I really liked it. I might be the only person I've seen say that, but I think it's a good film. I don't know what people are talking about when they say it's like total rubbish, because it's better than a lot of the movies I've seen this year. I like it. I think it's cool. I'm even. You should do just sit down and just don't have any expectations. Just sit down and see if you like it, because you might enjoy it. I think Grim Cuddy's good, and if you disagree, well, go ahead and disagree. But you're wrong. It's good. It's a good film. I'll die on that hill. So yeah, I'm even tempted to once putting it quite high on the list just to even out all the bad things people have been saying about it. But I'll stick it in C because I think it's absolutely decent film.
Okay.
Decent.
That's good, man.
It's underrated.
I likes me an underrated movie.
Moving on. The next feed. I think we've covered this before, and we both think this is a terrific film. I watched it on your recommendation, and I was super happy with that recommendation because I think the movie's a blast. Excellent movie. One of the definitely one of the best of the year. But where do you want to put it?
I'm exactly the same as you, mate. Really love this movie. I can't wait to watch it again. So I want this 3 points. 3 points for me. It's that good. I think it's that good.
3 points, right? Yeah. Cool. I mean, this is definitely a highly recommended movie. For a Shudder original, there's not many better than this one. Deadstream is it's aces, people. It is aces.
Yes.
Go see Deadstream.
Yeah.
Right. So there's our first A-tier movie. It's Deadstream. Yeah. Well done, Shudder. Goddamn. Got your act together once or twice. Yeah, and that's one of them. And the next movie is Escape. I think it's Escape the Field, it's called, which I watched when it came out, which is quite a few months back. Have you seen it, Pete?
No, I've not seen this one, Bass.
This is another one of the ones that's on a lot of the worst of the year lists I've seen.
Okay.
And, I thought it was pretty watchable. Nothing great. Kind of remind me of Cube. When people just wake up and in this case, they're in a field and they have to escape the field. It's like in Cube, they wake up and same sort of thing, mate. I thought it was fine. I'll stick it in. Don't know. Yeah, I'll stick it in D because it's. I don't know. Should I stick it in C? I mean, I got through it and I was like, well, that wasn't too bad, but it wasn't too good, but it wasn't too bad. Let's stick it in D, Pete, because it's a one-time watch.
Yeah, fair enough, mate.
And the next one on the list is Firestarter, another one of the big disappointments of the year. How much did you hate this film, Pete?
Yeah, it's a terrible movie. Like I say, there's not much going for this movie whatsoever. They completely missed the point with it. The only thing redeemable is John Carpenter's score in this movie. That's the only thing I enjoyed. I keep saying that every time, when I watch this film, I just close my eyes and just listened to the music and pretended I was watching something good. So -1. This is an F-class movie. Yeah, every day of the week.
Yeah, this was a really big misfire for the year, I think. I mean, the original is not that brilliant, but compared to this one, it's a bloody classic. So yeah, let's stick that in F, because it is definitely one of the worst of the year. One of the bigger, as with Dashcam, and one of the biggest disappointments as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the next one, Pete, is Fresh, one of the movies I saw just a couple of days ago for the first time, and I was surprised how much I liked this movie, because I quite enjoyed it. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, mate. I thought it.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought it zips along quite nicely. The performances were really good. The Winter Soldier guy is quite menacing, which is what you want. I liked it, mate.
He's got the charm at the beginning, isn't he? He's got the charm, and then he turns into another bastard for the year. Another movie with a big bastard in it, and he's a bastard.
Exactly. I don't know, mate. For me, this is I would say comfortably it's a 2-point movie. This, mate. It's I would watch it again if it was on.
Yeah, it's one of the ones, it's been sitting there on Disney, and I've seen it, and I hadn't seen a trailer for it, but for some reason I just wasn't. I had no compulsion to watch it at all. So I thought, I'll get it watched. It's right there, easy for me to just get through. And I was expecting nothing from it. And it started off, the first half an hour is like this romantic movie, and I'm like, where is this going? And then like half an hour in, the titles come up, and then the movie just switches after that. And I really liked it, man. I even enjoyed the first half an hour. I thought it was fine. It was a good way to get to know the characters. And then the movie just kind of showed its hand, and I'm like, oh God, can't believe that. And I balked a little bit when she got her backside chopped off. That was bad, that man. I thought, he's not going to really do that, is he? He's not going to go through with that. And then he does it, and I'm like, oh no, can't believe he just did that. I'm like, oh my God, how's she going to sit for the rest of her life? She's got no backside. That was harsh, that dude. That was so harsh. But and it was a satisfying ending as well. Yeah, I like the ending as well. I like the way it wasn't like a downer. It was like, at least they got some kind of resolution to the movie, and I like those types of movies. So yeah, but it was definitely a very good film. So yeah, let's stick that in B. Absolutely. Shit, where's it gone? Where'd it go? That's back down there. Got away from me there, Pete. Yeah. Right. And the next movie on the list is Black Phone. I don't know. So far, we've gone through some pretty good movies, and we've only just started. And another good movie is right here, Pete. Black Phone. I really, really enjoyed this film. I think it's not a very scary movie, which is what I was hoping for, but it was just a really, really enjoyable movie, mate. I was along for the ride all the way through. I like the performances, I like the story. There's not much I didn't like about this movie, Pete. I thought it was pretty damn good. What about yourself?
Very much the same, mate. I did hope it would be scarier than it was, and it does have its moments. But Ethan Hawke, I thought was just fucking phenomenal in this movie. He's just clearly having a blast playing this really, really bad guy. It harks back to older movies like Stand By Me and stuff like that. And I know Dave said, cliche and stuff like that, but it gives you the feels, and I wanted this movie to give me the feels. Part of the reason I think when people say that quite a lot of movies like this are cliched is because when writing a horror movie these days, I think most horror screenwriters are thinking to themselves, well, let's write something that's pre-mobile phones, because then you can actually have a bit of mystery in your movie again. If I was writing a horror movie, I wouldn't want to write a horror movie in the age of technology, and that's part of the, Scream 1, scary because it's a landline phone. The last Scream where there's a fucking app locking the door and unlocking the door and stuff like that. introducing technology into horror films for me doesn't really work. You know, I like pre-mobile phone horror movies, and this is
Great point, Pete.
I'm babbling, I guess, but this is for me. It's one of my better films of the year, mate. It's you know, I think it's well worthy of being up there with Deadstream. I will watch this again.
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. It's one of the ones I kind of like. It's a good movie, and that I would have been happy if I'd seen that at the cinema. I didn't manage to see it at the cinema, but it would have been one of the ones I wish I had caught at the cinema, because I enjoyed it that much when I did see it. So yeah, let's stick it in A. Oh shit! Have I lost the thing again?
Oh, it's back.
There we go. It's in A.
Nice.
Right, let's quickly grab some comments and then we'll continue. Where we at? Paris the film girl, orphan first kill is enjoyable. Oh.
Paris.
I'm happy you liked it.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Okay, you like that movie, right? Well done. Let's have a look here. Halloween Ends, which is very enjoyable.
Play that clip again, Bass. Play that clip again.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Oh.
Right, Dave says nothing related but the director of Cannibal Holocaust. And this week period, I know you guys don't like those types of movies, but I don't know, it's still horror history. Talking about him dying. He died, didn't he?
Yeah, he passed away.
The director of that movie.
This week.
He died.
Yeah.
Paris Film Girl says I definitely need to sit down and watch Bodies. Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Ricky's here from All Day Reviewers. Hi, Ricky, mate. Happy New Year. Now then, Vaseem, hang on a minute. I have lost my monocle. Bear with. Where the hell is it? Blast. Begging your pardon, Vas. Right, man, I'll be here. We'll be here.
He's a good man.
Nos is here from Pro Physical Media. Hi, mate. Happy New Year. Evening, chaps. Happy New Year. Popped over from the Video Tasties live. He is live. There you go.
Was live, right? Okay.
Ricky says, found it. Now then, where were we, chaps? The Black Phone. Aye, underrated. Aye. And a fine looking evening you'll be having, no doubt. To be sure. I think Ricky's gone back 100 years. I think he's found a time machine or something. Gareth says, off to Soddery, Ricky. Ricky says, Garrett, young Nos was just telling I've been live. I've been out for dinner and ate so much I needed a midwife to help me take a shit. Quality. Gareth says, always a pleasure hearing your stories, Ricky. Too much information. Ricky says, Garrett, it came out like a flock of sparrows. So did it. Says, Gareth is still live. Ricky, by the way, do you plan to do a monthly recap like you did the year recap? Dave says, I didn't like Black Phone a lot. Like some of it, but it has way too much Stephen King. That's not a bad thing. Being like a Stephen King-ish story. I mean, the guy writes good stories. People like them. A Little Girl with Powers, etc. Yellow Raincoat, Scary Balloons. 2 out of 4. Boosty 10. I'll give it a D. That's definitely very low in my opinion. Ricky says, I'm considering it, mate. There seems to be a lot to go over late. Nos says, Black Phone was disappointing for me. It was a weak adaptation carried by the performances of the cast and key insertion of the Pink Floyd song On the Run. I don't know, man. Don't know what's wrong with people.
Why?
Why? And Hassan asked, what movies are you looking forward to this year? We just went through their movies, and me, it's Salem's Lot. I'm hoping Salem's Lot is going to come out and be a really, really good movie. Hopefully it'll be like the the original 1979 version, and less like the 2004 TV movie with Rob Lowe, which I did not like at all.
Yeah, fair play.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Right, Pete. The next movie on the list is Halloween Ends, which I didn't hate. I didn't think it was a very good movie, but I didn't think it was as bad as people said. I know you have a grudge against this film, Pete. Is that right?
Yeah, I hate this film. You know, I wanted you know, the end to a trilogy, but I got an origin story of a potential serial killer called, you know, Cunningham. You know, for me, it's ripped off from Christine, and you know, even with the origin story of even with the origin story of the serial killer Cunningham, you know, the writers even wimp out of that as well, because you know they kill him off in the last act. So I'm like, well, why the fuck did we go through this guy's origin story? We know why.
That's a good point, that Pete. That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
So fuck this movie for me.
I never thought of that. Movie. That's a really good point.
Yeah, it's an F movie for me. It's badly written. It was like fucking Lost, mate. They had no idea how to fucking end it, and that was the problem.
All right, Pete. Well, let's stick it there. I've got no dog in this fight, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the other two either. I'm happy to see that in F. Absolutely fine, mate. No problem there. I know you feel strongly about these things.
I do.
Actually, I should have put that clip on. Hold on.
Hey, who are you, William Shatner? Calm down.
Calm down, Pete. Calm down.
Calm down.
It's only a movie.
Okay.
The next movie is a movie I have not seen. It's called Hellbenders. I think it's a Shudder film, or it's on Shudder, but I've not seen it. Have you seen it?
I've not seen this one, buddy. I looked for it, but I couldn't get it.
All right, maybe it's not on Shudder. Did you check Shudder or not?
No. I cancelled my subscription to Shudder to try and cut back. Because I've got another program where all of its content is on there anyway. I can't really talk about that program, but I do have another program. So I figured I might as well save some money, given the current crisis and whatnot. But no, I haven't seen Hellbender. I hear it's quite good though.
That makes sense, maybe. Yeah, I heard the same thing, but I don't know how much I trust other people's opinions, because they going by the comments so far. There's a lot of sus opinions going around. Right, Pete. The next movie is Hellraiser reboot, which we both saw when it came out, and I thought it was fine, mate. It was fine. Had its moments, but nothing to blow me away. But it was okay. What about you?
Yeah, listen, mate. I'm the same. It didn't blow me away. It had its good moments and it had its really stupid moments. I thought it's, you know, I'd watch it again if it was on TV. I don't think it's. I think it's a 1 point movie. I think it's a 1 point. It has merits, but not a lot. Yeah. It is. It's pretty average. I mean, it's not a disaster or anything. It's just not brilliant. Probably the best one since the third one, but that's not saying much. Right, mate. The next one is another one that's probably going to be vying for worst of the year, and that's Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Did you ever get a chance to watch it? No, mate. After what you said, I just thought I'm never going to watch that, mate. So I've never watched it. It's a bag of shite. It's if you've seen the third one, it's probably as bad as the third one, I'd say. Wow. So let's stick that in F, because it's atrocious, absolutely atrocious. They should have called it Jeepers Creepers Atrocious, just to let people know. Yes. And the next one, Pete, is The Sadness, which I still haven't seen. Doesn't sound like my cup of tea, but I remember you did see it. How would you rate that film? Yeah, well, The Sadness is a conflicting movie, mate, because The Sadness is well made. The performances are good. The gore is fantastic. And, you know, it knows how to deliver the scares and, you know, gut-wrenching terror. It does all that, and it does all that effectively. The problem is the infected in this movie, they can remember their previous lives. I think this movie's a lot of people have told me it's ripped off of an American comic book series. So the infected in this movie, they can remember the past lives. So you know, if one dude's infected and he's living next door to you, he's like, "I'm Vassie, how are you doing?" And he's chasing you up the street calling you Vassie and stuff like that. But all of them are sadists. They're all perverted sadists. So there's a fuckload of rape in this movie, mate. And there's babies getting killed and stuff like that in this movie. And there's even a scene which is somebody getting their poor girl has had her eye taken out by a walking stick. She's in the hospital, and this bad man who's been stalking her gets her and rapes the hole in her head. That scene exists in this movie. Yeah. So I'm going to give this nil pois, because I feel it would be harsh for me to give it an F on account of it. It is a well-made horror film. Its content is maybe just a little too extreme for me.
Yeah, it sounds like a massive turn off to me, Pete. I don't think I'll be seeking that one out anytime soon. So yeah, let's stick that in D. I know it does have its fans. I'm sure Nos loves that film. Right, the next one on the list is Lullaby, which just came out a couple of days ago, and I absolutely hated this movie, Pete. I thought it was shite. Absolutely rubbish. What did you think of it?
No, I've not seen this one. So no, I haven't seen this one yet, mate. So it's over to you. Tell me what it was like.
Yeah, it's the same guy that directed Annabelle, and it's based on a Jewish sort of mythology. Same way, or was that one like The Visit from a couple of years? The Vigil from a couple of years back.
Oh yeah,
and Possession from like 2020, whenever that was. It was just terrible. I think near the beginning there was one jump scare that got me, and it got me excited for about 5 minutes. But it's just, I don't know. Nothing worked in this movie for me, Pete. It was silly and stupid and boring, and it didn't make any sense. It was just terrible, man, Pete. Honestly, it was a real hard to get through this movie. I was like, so one of the ones that is just annoyingly bad. Do you know what I mean? It's like it could have been decent, but it's just I don't know. It seemed very cynical the way they made this film as a horror film. It's like they didn't seem like there's any love in it. Like no, like love for the genre. It's just like a cynical attempt. Yeah, exactly. Just to put the pieces together that I think's going to make a good horror film, and I can see through it a mile away. So no, I didn't fall for that at all. I mean, maybe if you're like 12 years old or something, you might think, "Oh, that's a scary film," but nah. Yeah, it was trying to be scary, and it just wasn't. So yeah, let's stick that in F because it's absolutely terrible. And I was hoping it was going to be decent. Yeah, because I quite like Annabelle. In fact, I think it's a lot of people don't like it, but I've got no problem with Annabelle. But this one was it was absolute dog shit. Avoid. And and the next one, Pete, is one I just saw just a few hours ago, and it's called Old People. And I thought it was good. Creepy in places. Old people are creepy, but I didn't think it was like the bee's knees or anything. But what did you think, Pete?
Oh, Vassy, I thought it was the bee's knees. I had a total blast with Old People. It scared me. Its initial setup was.
It's not scary, Pete. The movie's not scary, dude. It's not scary.
It's scary, Vassy. I tell you.
That might be why I didn't like it, because you texted me and said, "Oh, it's scary," and I'm like, I'm waiting to get scared. And I'm like, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't scary, man, Pete. What was scary about it?
Well, I don't know. They just weren't very nice. I actually didn't want. I didn't want them to murder any more people. And yet I knew they were. I knew they were going to come from. Yeah. It obviously, carries a social message that generally, as a society, we treat our old people like shit. And this is them rising up against us to seek revenge against the young, which is it's poignant, right enough. So there's that bit, but ultimately, it doesn't hit you with a sledgehammer with all that stuff. It's referenced a couple of times. But what was front and center for this movie was the violence was fairly extreme, and
Can I ask you a question, Pete? Can I ask you a question? Yeah. How were the old people so fast? What was that? Because they weren't actually possessed or anything, were they? They were just I don't know. They didn't explain it, but they definitely weren't possessed. They were at
the start of the movie.
Yeah.
At the start of the movie, when the written words pop up on screen, I'm sure it mentions something like some kind of force that goes into the elderly. in this certain whatever mythology it's referring to. So I just kind of took it as that and ran with it as that. But yeah, they are fast, they are strong,
and strong. Yeah.
yeah. But no,
I mean, why would they be angry? You think they'd be happy? Don't you think they'd be happy about that if they were all of a sudden fast and strong? And like they're like, that's what they know. People like they were like,
but
30 years younger, like the way they're inside. I don't know.
They're channeling that strength in order to get revenge. They've had enough of being, society's rejects. And that's what I like about it. Every dog will have its day, so to speak. But again, as long as you might think that's a cool little hook for it. For me watching it, I was behind the young folk. Get out, and you see where the mother in the tunnel at the end, stab. Yeah. I was like that. No, a few characters that you like in this movie, buy it. Big time.
Yeah. I didn't like when the married couple got killed. I didn't like that when the married couple. I was like, oh, they just got married. They're having like the first night together, and like they were like saying how much they loved each other, and that's it. They're gone. That was a shame. That was a shame.
Mate, honestly, for me,
go on.
For me, this is one of my movies of the year, mate. I had an absolute blast with it. I would like this in 3 points in the 3-point section. But I'm willing to take a compromise, but certainly no lower than 2. Jesus, it's awesome, this film. Like, I will be watching this movie again.
You think it deserves to go in A?
Yes.
What? What?
I love that, man. I love that. I do. That's my personal feeling. But where do you think it belongs? 2? Don't. Let me see.
No. I mean, I'm happy to put it in B. I mean, I'll go along with it's a cool little film. It's a cool little film. Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. Do you reckon if it was happening in real life and like you dressed up as an old person, you'd be able to stalk around and not get killed by the old people? Do you think that would work, or do you think they know who's really old and who's not old? Because they were just killing everybody. They were killing everybody who wasn't old.
I think you'd have to rub yourself in sugar puffs so you smell like sugar puffs to blend in. Most old people I know smell like sugar puffs. So yeah, that's what I was saying. But that's the thing with the film as well. It basically essentially turns into Night of the Living Dead. You don't have to.
Yeah, I was thinking zombie film. I was thinking like zombie film. Yeah. 100%. If you look like it as a zombie film, it is. I mean, it did work pretty well. Go on then. Let's stick it in B. I really don't think it's like an excellent film.
I'll take B. But I think it's in B. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'll let you rank a few of them like where you wanted. So I'll keep this one. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
You do that. Yeah, that's fine. Right, we need to see the chat. We can't see the chat.
Right, yeah, of course. Dave says, I didn't hate Halloween Ends, but I could not like it either. Good soundtrack, but dumb story. It has 3 out of 10 D. I think it was... Come on. Sorry. I thought Halloween Kills was worse than Halloween Ends. Was tone deaf, went off in the wrong direction totally, not very entertaining. I'm not a fan of any of these latest trilogy, I've got to say. Ricky says, I've heard Jeepers Creepers was bad. I was looking forward to catching it, but after every single review said it was garbage, I give it there's no reason. I can't believe they got a cinema release, that movie. I'll ask for my money back. Dave says, I did not like the new Hellraiser. I found the Cenobites unscary and way too clean working. Plus, the story was boring to me. 2.5 out of a boosted 10 a D. I mean, I actually did not mind the story too much because it kind of leaned towards the second Hellraiser. Yeah. With the Leviathan and all that stuff. And I quite like that. That's one of the things I didn't mind about the film, I've got to say. Dave says, plus, did you notice in the Hellraiser movie that every Cenobite stood to half a room across away from everybody for the most part, maybe because of the COVID times? maybe. Jamie's here. Happy New Year to you too, Jamie. Thanks for dropping in. Paris the Film Girl says, I'm definitely going to see Pearl in cinemas in March.
Only coming out in March. Wow.
I've not seen it. I don't bloody know. Right, let's move on. Jamie says hello to Ricky. Dave says, have you guys seen Neil Marshall's new movie, The Lair? Are we going to get on to that? I have seen it.
Talking about that, Dave.
It was great fun. I give it an 8 out of a boosty 10. Which one shall I pick now?
You don't know shit, buddy.
I'm sorry, dude. I mean, in the best way, of course. Right, moving on.
Right, we need to see the chart, boss. Can't see the chart.
Oh. Thanks, dude. And the next movie on the list is Mad God, which I've not seen actually, but I've heard good things about. Have you seen it, Pete?
Do you know I have not seen it, mate? And I really want to as well, because I hear bloody great things about it. I watched the trailer and the trailer looked amazing, to be fair.
Yeah. So I'll have to stick that in the not seen.
Yeah.
I know a few people who've seen it who really, really liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't say anything about that one. And the next movie is Smile, which is another one of my favorites of the year. Absolutely had a blast with this film, Pete. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it did everything I was hoping it was going to do. I think it was a cracking good film, this, Pete.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I would agree, mate. I saw it at the cinema. I had a really good time with it at the cinema. I thought the sound design was absolutely fantastic. The direction was really nice. It's a good-looking movie. And, you know, unlike Dave, I really liked the monster at the end. I thought it was something new, and I really liked it. It's got some good scares in this movie. There's far too much in the trailer, I have to say, but still, it's a really good movie, and it's one that I'll watch again, mate. This is, I would say, this is a B movie for me. 2 points.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, Pete. I think it's pretty close to being an A. It was just a little bit too long, but other than that, it's a fine film. So let's stick that in B.
Yep.
Smile goes in B. I'm trying to think. Did I think Smile was better than Black Phone? No, I think Black Phone's. Yeah. Oh no, I'm happy with that, Pete. I think sure? Black Phone is a better movie than Smile. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. It's just a Smile. It's like I kind of give it extra points if it's a bit scary, and I thought Smile was a scary movie than Black Phone. But overall, I think Black Phone was the better film. The next movie, Pete, is Monstrous, which is a movie I saw this week, and it was Tosh. Have you seen it?
You too watched it, mate, and it was Tosh. You know, I saw Christina Ricci on the cast sheet, and I thought to myself, I like a bit of Ricci. Can't go wrong with a bit of Ricci. Guess what? You can go wrong with Christina Ricci. It was, you know, it masquerades as a monster movie, but ultimately it's another, you know, coming to terms with grief movie. And there's movies like The Babadook and stuff like that do it so much better. So, I got nothing out of this film. It's an F movie, unfortunately for me. It's like a TV movie of the week. It's an F movie for me.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth the hour and a half to like for that one little twist at the end. It's just, I don't know. No. There just wasn't a good movie in there, I'm afraid. And so where did you want to put it?
F.
Yeah, let's stick it in F. It's a bad film. It's a very bad film. Yeah. And the next one is Terrifier 2. We talked plenty about that. I think it's a decent film. I'm not a massive fan of it. I thought did I like it better than the first one? I don't know. About the same as the first one, I think. I think it's way too long. I agree with Dave there. It is too long. But it was enjoyable enough. Art the Clown's still a mean bastard. Yeah. Another bastard in another film, 2022. Yes, full of bastards. Where would you rank this, Pete? I don't know. I'm a bit conflicted.
For me, mate, I like this movie for its credits. I mean, I think this is a B movie for me. I think it gets 2 points on account of just how well, you know, how good the special effects are, considering the budget. And it's a movie with balls, and I've got to give it credit. I wasn't looking forward to watching this movie, but I ended up having a good time with it. And to even at the fact that it's 2.5 hours long, I thought it skipped along quite breezily. One set piece to the next set piece to the next set piece. I don't mind that at all. So it's a 2-pointer for me.
Okay. Well, I was thinking C, but since you give me, let me put that. What did you let me do? That
Old people in B.
Yeah, old people. Oh yeah, there is there. So yeah, let's stick that one in B. So I'll pick one.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think the story is. I don't think the story makes much sense, to be honest, Pete. It's kind of just made up as it went along. Just an excuse for the set pieces, for the kills.
Yeah.
The whole movie's made around the kills, and yeah.
But
it
is quite refreshing not to have a killer or your main bad guy with not much of a backstory. And I think that's the problems. Quite a lot of movies, especially sequels, they fall down the trap of trying to over-explain things. And once you've over-explained things, you take away a little bit of the menace. Once you've done that, you fucked it.
Yeah. Okay, Pete. We'll stick it in B. Right, X, Pete. X. I do not like this film, and I like it even less because people like it a lot, and I think it's super overrated. This movie. This is like about 5 minutes of good stuff in that movie. It looks nice, but of actual stuff I really, really enjoyed. About 5 minutes worth in the running time, and that's it. The rest I wouldn't mind if this movie didn't even exist. I wouldn't mind one little bit. I don't like this movie. I think it's slow and boring, and I don't know. Lots of things there's a lot of things that turn me off in the movie as well. So no, I don't like it. What about you, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it twice now because I had to watch it for the Halloween challenge again.
Yeah, twice.
My opinion didn't change much. Like you, mate, it looks quite nice. It's quite well made. It's got some half decent performances in them.
Shit.
Yeah, but I would give it nil point, but I know you want to put it in F, so I'll let you make the call.
Yeah, I'm going to stick it in F. Just to be a bit controversial there, it's an F. I think it's a big power bank. Right, and it's just that movie, man. It's just not what I want out of my horror films. Whatever it gives, it's just not what I want. Which is the reason why I have not seen Pearl and don't want to watch Pearl and forced you to watch Pearl instead of me. Yeah. Tell me, Pete, is Pearl better? Is it worth watching? Because if you say it's worth watching, I might actually go ahead and watch it.
Vasi sent me a text at the beginning of the week saying you can watch Pearl, please. You watch Pearl. So I was under orders and I watched it. I thought it was better than X because it's I think it's a little bit more cohesive as a story. But did we really need an origin story of the old lady from X? I don't think so. I think it's as far as a movie is concerned, it's not really required. Mia Goth has she does a bit of acting in this movie. There's quite a long monologue scene towards the end of the movie why she explains why she's so fucked up and messed up, which I really quite like because she's tearing up and it's all one take and everything like that. So the girl can act. I'll give her credit where credit is due, and there's some okay kills in there as well. It's this movie didn't offend me. I didn't dislike it as much as I disliked X. So I'd give this nil point for me. It's better than X.
Which is not saying much.
Yeah.
And this is one of the movies I saw, and a lot of the best of the years, like some of them put it on like their number one as like their favorite horror film of the year, which is like, I don't know, man. I've not seen it. I can't really see it. Going by the X, I really can't see it at all. Let's go to some comments. Dave give Leia a C, almost a B. Good lord. And Fever Dream on Theaters here. Hey, Vassal P, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, mate.
Absolutely.
Dave says, sorry, I don't agree with you guys on Smile. Had some good to have them that I don't hate the movie. I just found it way too made up feeling in some of the effects versus CGI. Horrible dead cat. I don't remember it bothering me at all, to be honest. Oh, Dutch Film Buff is here, and he says, "You're so wrong, Vass."
Thanks for the advice.
think he's talking about X.
Yeah, I figured. I figured. Dude.
Right, okay.
Happy New Year to you as well, mate.
Happy New Year.
All opinions are valid, even if the bad ones.
Absolutely.
Like yours. Dutch Film Buff said X is an excellent throwback to 70s horror cinema.
People like this movie.
I know people do like it, and I'll never understand it. Dave says, I like the movie X overall. I don't think it's the greatest horror movie, but I love the photography. It's the basic story of it too was kind of original. Plus, very rare. I didn't know much about the movie X at all going into it. I never watched the ads for it. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, it looks like we're in the minority, Pete.
We are.
The next one, Pete, was Beast. Idris Elba. That was really bad. That's sorry, dude.
Idris
terrible.
Fucking Elba. Yeah, Beast, mate. I have to say, I probably can't rate this one, mate, because I fell asleep halfway through. I don't know if that.
That's funny, mate. I didn't watch the end of it myself, Pete. I watched like about the first 2/3 of it, and I turned out because I needed to do something. I never got back to it because it was just like I like that guy, the guy from the A-Team. You know that South African guy. I liked him in it.
Yeah,
I didn't really like the movie at all. And
no,
it was pretty boring.
Yeah, me too, mate. I wasn't having the greatest of time. I thought it looked all right. But I'm always quite paranoid of CGI, bloody tigers, lions, bears, or anything like that. But yeah, like I said, I didn't see the third act, so I don't know if I can grade this one, mate. It might have been kick-ass for all we know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if I could sum up Beast in one word, it would be meh. Meh. That's what I'd say. So let's stick it in D because I was not impressed with this film at all. There we go. Stick it in D.
Okay, many.
And the next one is Two Witches, which you both saw in Halloween month, and I think we both liked it a lot.
So I like this movie, mate. It's for me, it's a 2-pointer, mate. It's a 2-pointer. This film, I'm looking forward to part 2, and I'll probably watch this one again.
Absolutely, I like a good effective film, and this one here it does exactly what it wants, what it sets out to do, and and it's super creepy as well.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of gun.
The next, a lot of gun. The next one is American Carnage, which I've not seen. Pete, have you seen it?
No, I'm not seeing that one, buddy.
No, let's stick that in the not seen. We're doing pretty okay with the not seens.
Yeah,
I'm quite happy with that. And the next one is the Netflix film Mr. Harrigan's Phone, which I found, I don't know, I wouldn't even call this a horror film, Pete, at all, in any way, shape, or form, even though it's based on Stephen King. So I don't even know why it's on the list, but it kept coming up, so I thought I'd have to put it on there. But as a horror film, it's rubbish because it's not scary and it's not horror, but it's a mildly interesting film to watch. What about you?
Yeah, same here. I was completely underwhelmed. It's like, oh, I've got this phone, all this trouble. I know what? Throw the phone away. Movie's fucking over, and you're like, are you fucking serious? You threw the phone away, and that was it. I was offended by the ending, to be fair, mate. So I'm happy to put this in F.
Let's do it, man. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, I don't have any love for this film. I'll stick that in F. Oh, that is quite harsh, that Pete, but I'm happy with that. I've got nothing to say about that. I got no dog in that fight. The next one is Nanny, which I saw last week, and I thought it was a pretty slow burn movie. It was fine. It was okay. One-time watch. It's a D for me, Pete. What do you think?
Mate, I didn't get round to watching this one, so it's a shame about the D. I'd heard good things, but hey ho, if it's a D, it's a D, buddy.
Yeah, it's just not much to it. Not much to it at all. There you go. And the next one, Pete, is My Best Friend's Exorcism, which I wasn't a fan of either. I don't know. I just didn't like it very much.
No, I'm the same, mate. Like I said before when we talked about it, I I owned the book a couple of years ago, and I really liked the book. So I was quite looking forward to this, but it was they got a lot wrong in this. It didn't have the feels from the book, unfortunately. It had the main characters and the main part. It had elements of quirk, but ultimately, I thought it was a missed opportunity, mate. So I was disappointed by it. So it's an E or an F for me.
It leans too much on the like the teenage angst bit, doesn't it, and not enough on the actual exorcism and possession and all that business. That's like that takes a back seat, which seems backwards to me, but that's what they did. So yeah, let's stick that in F. And the next one on the list is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right from the beginning of the year. I like this film, Pete. I had a good time with it. It wasn't perfect by any means. Lots of annoying people in it, but had some pretty cool scenes in there. I had a good time with this movie. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't like it, mate. I didn't like it. I didn't. No, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. Again, it's a horror film that has far too much technology. Fucking when the live streaming Leatherface and stuff like that, going, oh my Instas, oh my followers are gonna love this. Oh, my followers, look at how many people I'm getting on my live stream. I'm like that. Oh, go fuck off. Listen, it does have some good moments in it. Some good kills. For me, it's D. But if you want to give it a bit higher, if you want to put it in a C, then fair enough.
I got to put it in C at least, P. I thought it was decent, and it's actually got a massacre in there as well, which I thought was quite well done. That's. I mean, I don't know. I think it gives you everything you want from a Texas Chainsaw movie. I was quite happy with it. Yeah, let's stick it in C.
Okay.
And the next one is Nope. Which Jordan Peele, I found this movie to be a bit of a disappointment, Pete, and I didn't like where this movie went. I thought it was the alien bit was just, I don't know, it was all a bit daft, I thought.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I think the lead up and everything like that, it had some really good moments. The mystery I was really enjoying, but where it went to, a big flying fucking bed sheet. Fuck off. I've never been afraid of flying bed sheets, and I'm still not afraid of flying bed sheets now. After the movie, I wouldn't say this was an F, but I'm happy to give it nil pois.
Yeah, let's do it. Sorry, Mr. Peele, your movies are getting worse and worse. Sort yourself out, man. Sort yourself out. And the next movie on the list is Orphan First Kill, which I thought was absolutely rubbish. It was a terrible movie. It was. I shouldn't have bothered. It should not have bothered.
Yeah, I watched it, mate, and I like the first one. I really like Orphan. I think Orphan's a solid movie.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Julia Stiles as well. She's a good actress. So she kind of elevates the movie a little bit. It's better because she's in it. But ultimately, it kind of does fall flat on its face a little bit and becomes just another stalk and slash movie. And that's I'm not really into it. So whilst I don't think it's worthy of an F, I think it's worthy of nil pois.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is about the first one is it's the twist that makes that movie, and you already know the twist already. So you're starting off with already you've got a handicap, and but even without that, the movie's just not very good.
Yeah, sorry? It does attempt to give you a new twist for the sequel, and to be fair, I kind of like that. Julia Stiles turns out to be a baddie. I kind of like that little new twist to it, but ultimately you weren't. The problem was you weren't rooting for Esther, and you weren't rooting for Julia Stiles' character anymore. So there was no one to root for in the movie, and that's why it fell flat on its face for me.
Yeah. Go on, then. We'll still stick it in D then, Pete. I mean, I'm tempted to put it in F, but if you want to put it in D, I'll stick it in D, mate. Let's have a look, see if there's any comments there. Right, Dutch Film Buff says, have a good one, guys. Haven't seen enough from 2020 to join the stream. Till the next one, absolutely we could do something different next time. But thanks for dropping by. Dave says I'll give the movie Beast a 5 out of 10. It had some fun to it, but I found the CGI very distracting. Great leads though. I thought the kids were super annoying. Like the daughters, I didn't like them at all. I agree. Beast was met. Yeah. Dave says, I did like some of Texas Chainsaw 2021, whatever it's called, but also found it very disappointing the way they wasted a legacy character. Besides Leatherface's mask was okay. Some of the kills were okay. Fair enough. I give the newest Texas Chainsaw D a 5 out of 10. Dave says, okay, Orphan First Kill. I wanted to love that movie, but I couldn't because some of the distracting effects had some fun to be had. 4 out of 10. I'll give it a C. Liked it more than I did. Dave says Almost a Day, just even out of disappointment. I'm not sure what that means. Right, next one, Pete, is Watcher, which I saw a couple of days ago, and I thought it was the most boring movie I've ever seen in my whole life, dude. Last 10 minutes was okay, but God, this movie's slow, man. It's so bloody slow. Nothing happens in it. Nothing happens in it. What did you think, Pete? I fucking hated it.
Actually, I liked this movie, man. I liked it. I thought it was a creeper. I thought she played
What?
exactly. I thought she plays it very well as a fish out of water, and then all of a sudden she sees this mysterious kind of figure at the window, and I liked where it went. Yes, it could have got there a hell of a lot quicker than it did, right enough. But I thought it was fairly brutal when it wanted to be. It was so I had an okay time with this one, mate. I was going to give this, 1 point.
Okay. Well, I didn't like it, Pete.
But he liked it, that bullshit.
So what do we do with this one then? Do you want to whack it in D? You do.
I do, mate. I'm happy with it in F, mate, Pete, because it's a waste of time. Man. It was a total waste of time, Pete. It was so slow, man. Honestly, I was like waiting for something to happen, and it was just. Ugh. Go on, Pete. I'll stick it in. You want to stick it in C? I'll stick it in C. I'm not happy with that, like Pete. It's a rubbish movie, man.
I like.
It's not worth watching just for the enjoyment of the last 10 minutes, and that was it. Okay, Pete, you got your wish.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dude. The next is The Lair, which is the guy that made what's his name again? Who made
Neil Marshall?
Neil Marshall, yeah. He's made some crappy movies of late, and This is another one. It's total trash. This movie, really bad, low budget, just a rubbishy movie. Crap monster. Not very interesting characters. Stupid. I'm going to stick it in FP. This is a bad movie. Waste of time.
I watched it the other night myself, mate.
Did you?
It was, I watched it the other night myself, and it was hard to believe it was. Yeah, it was hard to believe it was from the same guy who made The Descent, and that's what I kept thinking. He really needs to stop making movies with his wife in it, because she's a terrible actress and she has no screen presence whatsoever. And he's given her all these Hollywood one-liners to do, and she delivers these lines so bland. He really needs to stop working with her. He really needs to say, listen, with all due respect, thank you for sleeping with us. That's awesome. Love that bit. But I've got to concentrate on
boobs, hasn't she? She's got a nice set of boobs.
She does, and hence why she's got the lead role. I mean, genuinely, that's it. But he's already filmed another movie with her called The Duchess, which is a Cockney gangster movie where she's the star, and you're like, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, the Descent is how you could actually describe Neil Marshall's career. Unfortunately,
very good. Yeah, he's not doing himself any favors, is he, man? Honestly, this movie, man, it's just like a mishmash of like lots of better films, but it messes everything up, man.
Absolutely.
Oh God, man, I kind of feel sorry for him, to be honest.
Me too.
Making crap like that. Right, Pete. The next movie is VHS 99, which I I'm not a fan of these VHS movies. I've got to say, hit and miss.
Yep.
Some of them are pretty terrific, but like in a movie with 5 stories, one good story, it doesn't carry the whole movie, does it? This one here, I kind of like the last story was okay. I didn't like this one at all, Pete. What did you think?
I've not seen this one, but I've kind of stayed away. I like VHS 2, and then I saw the last one, and I thought, you know what, I don't think I'm going to watch another VHS movie. So I kind of stayed away from this one.
All right. You should probably check out the last one. Was directed by the same guy who made Deadstream.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's like a husband and wife team, innit? They made the last one of these. Well, like the last.
I'll check that out.
then. I'll stick it in D. It's just not very good, man. It's just not very good.
Okay.
Right. I thought you'd seen that. Strange.
No.
The next one is Prey. I think you like that one more than I do, Pete. I think it's a good film. Has its moments. It's just not enough Predator in it for me, Pete. I've got to say.
I mean, for me, Vas, I like this. I like this film. I think this is worthy of 3 points. I know that you might disagree with me. I'm guessing you're probably in the 2-point camp. Is that right? He's looking for a clip, and I'm full.
I'm looking for one I've not used before.
Okay.
Okay, I'll skip it, Pete. I don't know, man, Pete. Let me think. Now look at these things here. D1, 2. At a stretch, I could stick it in B, Pete, but I really, it's no way is that an A movie. Not in a million years. Yeah. It's just not.
Listen, I can live with it in B because it's got some good company in B.
Yeah.
So fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like Prey.
B is very good. B is very good.
Yeah,
and I think I'm being generous sticking it in B, to be honest. But
you're a harsh man.
I'm really not. It's just like I said, there's just not enough Predator in it, and he's just killing animals in the first half. Right. The next, so we stuck that in B, yeah. And the next one is Resurrection, which I thought was okay, and I think you liked it a lot more than I did.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine. It was all right.
Mate, this is one of my films of the year. I thought it was tense as hell, and I thought Rebecca Hall in it, that monologue she gives when she's telling a friend what happened to her, but it's nothing less than Oscar worthy. Her performance in that section. I thought the material it was perfectly tight. The direction was tight. I liked everybody in it, but I thought Rebecca Hall was phenomenal in this movie. She really kind of elevates it.
That was random. Sorry, dude.
She kind of elevates it, kind of like Ellen Burstyn elevates The Exorcist. She's that good in this movie. So for me, it's a not quite S tier, but I would give this 3 points any day of the week. I think it's a great movie. I'll be watching this again.
I thought it's fine, Pete. It's an okay movie.
It's got to go at 3 points. It has to, man. It's a cut above. Yeah, it's a cut.
I can't put it in. No. Just stick it in B, man, Pete. There's no way that's an A.
In B. That's in B. I think it's an A.
Unless you want to fight you, if you want to fight your corner, you can fight your corner. But I don't think that deserves to be an A movie. It's not excellent. It's just very good. It's very good. Are you all right with that, Pete? Or do you want to insist? If you insist, if you want to be a bitch and insist, I'll stick it in there for you.
It's up to you. About it, man. No, listen. I'll live with it in B. It's in good company. Next to old people that you shafted me on as well.
You'll get over it. Right, mate. The next one is Run, Sweetheart, Run, which I'm trying to. It hasn't been a long time I've seen that movie. I'm having trouble thinking of. Did I like that movie or did I not like that movie? Yeah. It was okay. I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. What did you think?
Yeah, same as you, mate. I thought it was a decent enough hour and a half.
Yeah,
Some of it
obviously
was
not that
silly,
memorable,
some of
but
it was really- No. I mean, for me, it was a 1-point movie. Yeah, it's worthy of a point.
right. Let's stick that in there. And move on. Yeah. It's called Run Sweetheart Run, but I don't think this film's got legs. I don't think it's going to be talked about in a few years' time. I think it's just going to get forgotten.
It was a nice little kind of screaming treat. So worthy of a point.
Yeah, and the next one, Pete, is Morbius, which I didn't think was as bad as people say, but it certainly wasn't a very good film. It was pretty boring, to be honest. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was dull as dishwater, mate. I didn't like any of the cast members or anything like that. Nothing in this movie really worked for me.
Yeah.
For me,
Not engaging, is it?
for me,
It's just not very engaging.
yeah, not at all, mate.
Yeah.
I think this movie's worthy of an F, but you might like it a little bit more than F. But yeah.
Well, I'll let you have this one, Pete. We'll stick it in F. Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, to carry the movie, you need like the main guy to be like super cool and a badass, and he's neither.
No.
And the story isn't even that good either. Yeah, let's just stick it in F, mate. The next movie is They Them, which is a piece of shit.
I've not seen this one.
Excruciatingly bad. Have you not seen it?
No.
Yeah, it's terrible, mate. Absolutely terrible. It's one I wouldn't. Not even like if you had absolutely nothing else to watch, and all the movies were deleted from the world, and all what was left to watch was this movie. I'd still say skip it, Pete. Just don't watch it, my Pete. Skip it. Yeah, it's insufferable. I would let's stick it in F. I don't know anybody likes this movie. Right. Let me check if there's any comments. I have no idea. Dave says, I give the movie The Lair a C, almost a B. I really love what they were trying to do, but it was disappointing because they seem to have such a generic ending. I thought it was. I'm trying to think of something positive to say about the film, and I really cannot think of a single thing. I thought it was pretty bad from beginning to end. Dave says, I like VHS 1 and part 2. I don't remember much about Park 2 and have to be to watch it. Part 3 I tried to watch and didn't like it at all. Had no same style tone at all. A bit lost there, mate. How many VHS films has there been, Pete? Was that the third or the fourth one?
I think that might be even 5.
Is it? Jeez.
I think it might be even 5, yeah.
Yeah. Dave says, I'm Last of Us Part 2 home thinking I don't know. It's been a long time, surprising since I've sat down to watch the VHS. Dude, I have no idea what that says. Can you make a detail of that, mate?
I think someone's on predictive text.
Yeah.
Someone's on predictive text. Right?
Sorry, Dave, man. That one there is just like a bunch of random words. Dave says I give Morbius a 4.5 out of 10. That's generous, dude. Dave says I will give it a D here. Morbius the movie. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't all that exciting. And the end credit scene made no sense. Honestly, I can barely remember it. It was like so forgettable. Right, Pete. The next movie is Scream from the beginning of the year, and I didn't like Scream at all. I didn't like it one little bit. Gone are the days of enjoyable Scream movies. I don't like it, Pete. I think it's trash. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm the same as you, mate. I didn't like it at all. I thought, what a waste. I like the filmmakers. I like the previous movie. But yeah, Scream just didn't do anything for us. So it's an F movie for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, man, I'll stick it right there, and I'm happy to do so.
No probs.
And the next one is Sissy, which I think I watched it a week or two ago, and it was okay, mate. I didn't mind it at all. I'm happy to put that in C. I think it was Yeah, it was not bad. You haven't seen it yet, have you?
I haven't seen this one, mate, but I've heard okay things. So if you think see, then
If
cool,
you get
man.
if you get Shudder back, I would give it a watch. Yeah, if you get Shudder back, give it a watch, isn't it?
Okay.
It's better than most of the movies on there. Right, speaking of really crappy, horrible, trashy, waste of time films, Slayers is the next one on the list, and god damn, this is a bad film, Pete. It is so bad.
This was the worst movie I've watched this week, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. It was complete. It was amateur hour. Everything about it was complete amateur hour. I thought, oh, Thomas Jane's in this
waste
movie.
of time.
Yeah, absolute dreadful, mate. So let's not talk about this movie because, it's a movie that shouldn't be talked about. It's that shit. So F.
Yeah, it's offensively bad.
Yeah,
let's stick that in F as well. It's definitely. I'm sure everyone involved is just in it for the paycheck. Absolutely everyone involved.
Yeah. Absolutely, mate.
I kind of expect a bit more from Thomas Jane, like, because I like that guy. And
me too.
He can't, yeah. Right, the next one is Speak No Evil, which I have not seen. I'm pretty sure you have seen it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen this one, mate. I think Speak No Evil. Well, for me, it's high up on my list this year. It's an hour and 45 minutes of just complete dread that works up into an impossible, really, really tragic finale. This movie stayed with me for weeks after I watched it, and I still think about it now. It's a movie that I definitely will watch again, but when I have kind of got over the sadness of watching it, this is not a feel-good movie at all, but it's a perfectly made, tense horror film, and it truly is horrific, this film. I would like to give this 3 points. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I've not seen it, so you're lucky there, Pete. I would probably disagree with you, but I've not seen it, so I can't. So I have to defer to your opinion, which is always valid.
Thank you.
Most of the time. Right, goes in A. So we've got 3 A-tier movies and no S-tier movies as of yet.
No.
Will we get an S-tier movie this year? I don't know, but it's not looking good, mate. It's not looking good.
No, it's not looking good.
All right. The next movie is Studio 666. And what's that band name that's in that? I've totally forgotten.
I do know the band name as well. It's out. I'm completely, my mind's completely blank at the moment. Yeah.
So apparently they're a famous rock. Yeah, they're a famous rock group, and they've made a horror film. I thought it passed the time. It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah. I like the John Carpenter little cameo in this movie, and I
very little cameo.
Yeah, I giggled at some of the bits in here as well. I didn't dislike this movie. I think it's worthy of either 0 points or 1 point. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either.
Yeah. Dave just said it's the Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters, of course, the Foo Fighters. Yeah, absolutely, the Foo Fighters.
God, I don't know, Pete. C or D? What do you think? You call it. You call it, man, Pete. Come on.
All right, listen.
I don't care. I really don't care. So you call it, dude.
Let's go with D on this one.
Go with D. I don't have a strong opinion on it.
Yeah. Let's go with D.
Yeah. So Studio 666 goes in D. And the next movie is The Cursed, which I watched on your recommendation, and I thought it was fine. It was pretty slow. The werewolves weren't very werewolfy. But other than that, it was. I thought it was decent. Like it says, a creepy and bone-crunching horror gem. It was creepy. How much did you like it, Pete? I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I watched it. It was called 8 for Silver when I watched it, and then they changed the name to The Cursed. I think 8 for Silver was a much better title, to be fair. But I like this movie. It's a little bit overlong. But I liked some of the creature work in here, especially the autopsy scene towards the end. Again, it reminded me of The Thing, but it also harked back to a movie that I still love to this day called Dead Birds. It reminded me of that. I thought the kind of the feel of the movie was spot on. It felt like an old movie. It didn't feel like people were just wearing costumes. So I bought that as a viewer, and it had some pretty gnarly bits in it. It was pretty unforgiving as a horror movie as well. So it was pretty gory as well. I would give this 2 points, mate. I think this was a little gem for me. I was surprised.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll stick that in B. So I guess that's a recommended one, guys. If you have not seen it, give it a shot. Cursed. Pete liked it more than I did, but yeah, it's decent. It's definitely decent.
Yeah.
And the next one is Good Night, Mommy, which I haven't seen yet, but I remember you saw it and you were not a big fan, but you liked the original. No. Is that right?
The original's perfect, mate. This one just is nowhere near. It's an F movie, unfortunately. Very disappointing, to be fair.
Is it made by the same people, or is it made by different?
Different people, I think. Different people. Yeah. I think it's made by different people. Yeah.
Lost it again. Did I put it? How the hell did it get down there, dude? Right. So sticking that in F. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Wow, a big miss there, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
Right. The next movie is Shark Bait, which I did watch this week. I watched a couple of shark movies this week, and that was one of them. And it was, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't very good. The shark bits were okay, but there's not many of those. Just wasn't very interesting, I didn't think. Have you seen it, Pete?
Nope, not seen this one, buddy.
No, it's there's much worse shark movies out there. It's got a half decent budget, I'd say, to it, but and the shark's nice big shark, which I always like in movies, and pretty ferocious. But there's not that much shark action in the film. It's just them bobbing around in the water, waiting to get eaten. So that gets a little bit tiresome.
Yeah.
So I think I'll stick that in D. In D.
No problem.
There we go. And the next one is The Reef Stalked, which I also saw. That was the other shark movie I watched this week. And I've got to say, have you seen it, Pete, by the way?
No, I've not seen this one either, bud.
No. This one here, the shark's just more of a regular shark, but there's only I think there was 2 shark attacks in the full movie, and then the end bit where they managed to kill the shark. But it's an hour and a half movie, and the rest of it is not that interesting. So same. The shark bits are decent, but there's not much of it. So I'll have to stick that one in D as well, mate Pete. If you're a huge fan of shark movies, then you might dig it a bit more. I do like shark movies, but I like them to be very suspenseful, and needs to be a little bit more interesting in between the shark bits, and those two were not. Yeah. And the next one is The Requiem, which is one I have not seen, but I've not heard much good about it. Have you seen it?
I've not seen this one either, mate. No, not seen this one, buddy.
I've seen that and not seen. Got a feeling if we had seen it, it would be an F movie, but
yep,
I've not seen it. The next one is The Seed, which I do remember watching, and I don't think it was very good because I don't have much memory of it, and it's only been a few months since I've seen it, so I don't remember being. Yeah, it was I got through it, and that was about it. Pete, have you seen it?
I'm exactly the same, mate. I watched it a few months back there on Shudder, I believe, where it premiered. And, I can't really remember much about it, mate. I wasn't that enthralled. I think I was maybe doing other stuff while the movie was on, and that's normally a bad sign. So I think probably the safe bet for me would be give this, nil point.
Yeah. So obviously forgettable if both of us saw it not too long ago and both of us can't remember much about it. So we'll stick that in D. And the next one is The Invitation, which I've not seen. Have you seen it, Pete?
No, mate. To be honest with you, I watched the trailer and I thought, ooh, this looks like Twilight with maybe a little bit more gore. So, yeah, I wasn't really interested in watching this one, mate, to be fair.
Right. So let's stick that in the not seen. And the next one is called They Live in the Grey, which I've heard of, but I've not seen. What about you?
Same here, I've heard of it. I've heard good things. Heard good things about this, mate, but I've not seen this one. I do want to see it. I just never got around to it this week.
Yeah. Stick it in there. And the next one is called Uma, which I was going to watch, but I just didn't get around to it. It says it's produced by Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, mate?
I've watched the first half of this movie, and I genuinely had to do something else, and it was boring as fuck, mate, to be fair. So I never ever went back to it. It was dull as dishwater. From what I've seen, I would give it an F, but I've only seen half of it, mate.
Yeah, well, if you've only seen half of it, it obviously wasn't that enthralling, was it? So let's stick it in F. The next one's called Unhuman, which is a Blumhouse production, and I've not seen that. Have you seen it?
No, I've not seen this one, buddy.
No, let's stick that in F. And the next one's called No Exit, which has been sitting around on my Disney thing. I've come across it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. Have you seen it?
I've not seen it, mate, but I have seen this movie pop up on a few people's best of the year lists. So I will check it out. But no, I've not seen it, buddy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a straight up horror.
No.
Yeah, let's stick that in the not seen. And the next one is, what the hell is that? That's I think it's a remake of that Japanese one. Was it the One Cut of the Dead? I think this is a French remake.
All right,
that just come out.
Well, I've seen One Cut of the Dead, which I really like, but I've not seen the remake. No. Why would you want to remake One Cut of the Dead?
Let's stick that in the not seen. Yeah, and that wasn't even very long ago, was it? That's only a few years old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one is Exorcism of God. Have you seen that movie, Pete?
I've never seen it, but it's an intriguing title because it infers that God is in fact being possessed. You know what I mean? It's like how do you tie God down to a bed? Aye, how would you tie God down to a bed and that? You know what I mean? It's mental. Yeah. But no, I've not seen it, mate. Yeah. But I have to say, it looks DVD bargain bin. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I believe it's got the butler from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I believe he's in it. So I don't know if that's a recommendation there or not.
Sold.
I'll stick that in the not seen. The next one is David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future, and I probably could have watched this if I wanted to, but I've got to tell you, Pete, Cronenberg has not been my guy since the 80s, so I don't really, I don't get that excited when a new Cronenberg movie comes out these days. Have you seen it?
Bassi, I can tell you that I watched it, so don't you worry, right? I watched it I watched it New Year's Eve, and mate, it's there are a couple of surgery scenes in there that are quite effective. The music's pumping, and you feel like you're watching a Cronenberg movie, but the rest of it is so fucking ham-fisted. The girl out of Twilight, is it Kirsten Stewart? She's really good at it. But it's almost like Cronenberg's director of photography doesn't know how to photograph anybody. So he's constantly got Kirsten Stewart on the wrong side, where I can't put my finger on it, but it's haphazard is what it is. And I tell you what, the worst thing in this movie is Viggo fucking Mortensen, man. And he's normally Mr. Dependable. Really? He's normally the man.
He is, yeah.
He's so corny in this movie. I mean, there's a scene where someone's got like he's got something in his stomach that's touching his his insides, and he's like that. He's like looking at the camera, going, "Ooh, oh, ooh," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" To a point where I was laughing, mate. I didn't like this movie at all, mate. Maybe I need to watch it. Maybe I didn't get it. Maybe I'm not intellectual enough to get this movie. But I thought it was an F-bomb, unfortunately, mate. I thought it felt like Cronenberg doing Cronenberg, almost becoming a parody of himself, type of thing. That's what it felt. It's like he's a bunch of money, David, but go do that body horror thing that we all like, and you make sure that you only do that. And he's what like Naked Lunch? Yeah, give me Naked Lunch Part 2, but this time we'll have some surgery in it, please. And surgery is the new sex, and therefore you can mix sex with. Remember how you did with Crash? You mix sex with car accidents. Now you get to mix it with surgery. And that. How is that? And he's like, that sounds pretty Cronenberg-y. And they're like, perfect. Let's make the movie. And that's what, unfortunately, it felt like to me. It's I didn't like this movie, mate. It's an F-bomb for me.
Wow. I think for all intents and purposes, this was like a labor of love for Cronenberg. He's been trying to get this movie made for like years and years and years. So,
well, fair enough. But yeah, maybe you should have made it in the 80s then. When I don't know. It didn't work on really any level apart from me. Although I will say there are a couple of surgery scenes in it that are quite effective. But generally, I didn't like what the movie was saying. I didn't like what it was doing, and I thought some of the key performances in the movie were just so distractingly bad.
Right then, so let's stick that in F. Take that, David Cronenberg. You wanker. That's what he gets for abandoning. I remember him saying in the late 80s, he says, I don't really like, I'm only making the horror movies because I want to move on to something else, like a stepping stone. So he abandoned the genre years and years and years ago. So I don't have much love for that guy. I like his 80s stuff. Let's have a quick look at the comments here. Dave says, sorry for any typos for me today, guys. I'm still stuck using speech to text on my track phone. Yeah, it's some of those comments, I'm afraid, are a bit unintelligible. Dave says, I give the Scream reboot a 9 out of a boosty 10. Not excellent, but fun in many ways. I found it completely the opposite. I've got to say, massive disappointment. Dave says the first kill not happening was distracting period in one of the legacy characters being dealt with a certain way was very, very wasteful. Yeah. It's not good when you kill off the only good things about the movie and you go ahead and kill them off in Scream.
Yeah.
Bad move, man. Bad move. Alan Turner, Foo Fighters. Yes, Foo Fighters. I can't say I'm a much of a connoisseur of that group, but Dave says Foo Fighters was the band in that movie. I haven't seen it yet, but the 666, yeah. Dave says Shark Bait, I'll give it a 4 out of a boosty 10. I see almost a D. Yeah. Don't get many good shark movies like these days. Dave says The Reef 2 was a disappointment, but had good where the sharks. Yeah, when the shark turns up, it does get interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that was the one good thing in Shark Bait. I was sat down on my sofa, and I've got a wall behind us. And the first time, and the chick has a dream, and she's looking over the side of of like a dinghy, and she puts her face inside the water, which was crazy. And I figured it was a dream already. And she's looking there. She looks straight down, and the shark comes straight up, and I banged my head off the wall because I jumped. I went, oh, I banged my head off the wall. I was like, bastard. You're giving me a headache.
That's good, man.
But that was the only good bit in the movie, I've got to say. But that did get me. Hassan says it looks like 2022 might be able to win mainly due to the amount of movies. Yeah, totally. Sometimes quantity will get you where quality doesn't. Still no S tier movies, Pete. Still no S tier movies.
No.
We've only got a few left.
Yeah.
The Reef 2 a 5 out of 10. That Requiem Shark movie with Alicia Silverstone was painful to sit through. Yeah, I've got a feeling that was going to be another F movie. Oh, Mike from Real Fifth Beatles here. What's up, fellas? What's up, Mike?
Hey, man.
Dave says again, sorry for any typos. Don't worry about it, man.
Fine.
Right, Pete, the next movie, I think we're in the last leg here, is The Long Night. Have you seen that movie, Pete?
I have not seen it, mate.
No. Don't know. That looks pretty familiar, that, but no, I have not seen that movie.
Yeah.
You get a lot of movies with those kind of animal skull masks that people wear. Kind of reminds me of.
It reminds me of. You've seen a movie called The Conspiracy, and it's got a dude wearing something like that on the cover as well. The Conspiracy is about. It's about a guy who believes in all sorts of conspiracy theories, and he ends up getting invited to this rich man's secret ball where the world is decided. What's that?
Illuminati.
The Illuminati, yeah, exactly, and it's all kind of like hidden camera stuff, and that it's really good film, and it's an effective little horror film. You should check it out.
Yeah, keep that in mind, Pete. The next one is a remake of Terror Train, which looks very, very B-movie-ish, made for TV probably. Have you seen that movie, Pete?
I've not seen it, but I think they're making Terror Train 2. They're making a sequel to this movie, so that somebody deems it worthy of a sequel.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably made for a streaming.
I think it's a Shudder movie, mate.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is it? Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And the next one is Piggy, which I've not seen. Have you seen it?
I watched it just today, mate. It's a Spanish film, but the only copy that's out there is English dubbed, and I don't normally do English dub, but I thought, well, listen, I'll watch it so that I can give it a go because the trailer's really interesting. It's about the lady on the poster there. She's obviously, very overweight, and she gets bullied quite a lot by the local girls, and they're really quite nasty, and they call her Piggy, and everybody in the whole town calls her Piggy. And one day she's swimming, and the bullies, the girls, they see her, and they effectively try and drown her, and they're being really mean to her. And there's this enigmatic stranger watching this whole incident, and unbeknownst to Sarah, who's Piggy, the enigmatic stranger is a serial killer, and he kidnaps all of her tormentors, and she knows about it. She sees them getting abducted in a van, and she chooses to say nothing. And because she chooses to say nothing, the enigmatic serial killer believes that he's got an ally, and he tries to get Sarah basically involved in cahoots with the with his future murders. And saying anything else about it would be big time spoilers. I liked Piggy. I think it would be so much better in its native tongue with English subtitles, right enough. But I liked it. I like where the story goes. It's very dark, and you feel sorry for Sarah as your main protagonist. And there's a little story turn towards the end that kind of blindsides you a wee bit, which I really liked as well. So I'm going to give this 2 points. This movie, mate. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one.
Wow, sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Right. So that goes in B. Sounds like you were pleasantly surprised with that film, Pete.
I was pleasantly surprised. Definitely, mate. Yeah, definitely.
Right. And the next one is House of Darkness. I ain't seen that film, Pete. Have you?
No, I've not seen that one, buddy.
Stick that in the not seen. That poster looks about as generic as it comes.
Okay, it does, man. Photoshop 101.
And the next movie is one I'm dying to watch, but I haven't had a chance. I think it's only out in the cinema, and that's The Menu.
Yeah, me too, mate. I've not seen it, mate. Yeah. I hear so many good things about this movie. Like, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, me too, man. The next one is You Won't Be Alone. Have you seen that movie, Pete?
I've not seen this one, mate, but I hear good things about this movie, mate.
Yeah,
it's ended up on quite a few people's top 10 lists.
But what the hell do they know?
Exactly.
Stick down the not seen. And the last one on our list is Scare Package 2. I watched the first Scare Package. I didn't like it one little bit. Have you seen Scare Package 2?
No, mate. I have to say I looked at other possibilities because I didn't like Scare Package 1, and I thought, yeah.
All right, let's stick that in there. And let's take a look at where we got.
So that is confirmed. No S-tier movies for 2022 whatsoever.
Yeah. But so many movies, I think we're going to have a half decent score. Doesn't really seem fair, does it, Pete?
Well, there's a lot of Fs.
I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, one S-tier movie is worth like 10 B-grade movies. But that's just the way it's turned out.
No,
so,
right.
Do you want to pick your top 5 of the year, Pete? I'll leave that A, B, C. You've probably already got them written down, haven't you?
I do. I'll just go to notepad. 2 seconds. I jotted them down today. Notes. Here we go. I actually did a top 10. Do you want the top 10 or just the top 5?
Yeah, no, go for it, man. Go for it.
So, okay. So at 10, I had The Black Phone. At
number 10.
At number 10. I had, so 10, The Black Phone. 9, I had Terrifier 2. 8, I had Barbarian. 7, I had Prey. 6, I had Smile. 5, I had Cursed. 4, I had Deadstream. 3, I had Resurrection. 2, I had Old People. And at number 1, I had Speak No Evil.
Wow. What's your favorite movie of the year? Speak No Evil.
My favorite horror movie of the year. Yeah. It's my favorite horror movie of the year. I think, like I say, it stayed with me for weeks when I watched the movie. I was deeply affected by it. And I actually recommended it to my sister a couple of days back there, and she watched it on New Year's Eve, bless her. And I said, "Oh, let me know what you think about it." And she came back, and I think the comments were, "Well, that wasn't very nice, Peter, but a fantastic horror movie." And I thought, well, there you go, there you go. So yeah, I've got. Well, you do your top 5 or top 10, and then we can get on to the worst horror movies.
Yeah, okay. Let me just have a look here. Okay, top 5. I'll stick Barbarian number 5. I'll put. Let's have a look. God. Gosh. I'm thinking. I'm just looking at the A, B's, and C's. It's just the number 4. I've got 3, 2, and 1 down. It's just number 4. I'm thinking, what can I put in number 4? I think I'll put Texas Chainsaw at number 4. What? And and number 3 is Smile, and number 2 is Deadstream, and number 1 is Black Phone. There you go.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's a good top 5. That's a good, apart from Texas Chainsaw.
It's not wrong with that film, dude. Not wrong with it.
So wait there, you think Prey isn't as good as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Netflix one?
No, I don't. I totally don't. If I did a top 10, I don't think Prey would be in the top 10 either. Seriously, I don't think it'd be in the top 10. I think I enjoyed Fresh more than I enjoyed Prey. I enjoyed Two Witches more than Prey. What else is in there? I think I enjoyed Prey about as much as I enjoyed Grim Cuddy.
Grim Cuddy, okay.
Yeah, I'm a champion for Grim Cuddy.
I'm going to watch Grim Cuddy there. I am going to watch it.
Yeah, all right, cool. So that's our top 5 and your top 10. Right, let's do the bottom 5, mate.
Sweet. Mine are in.
Have you got 10 or 5?
5. I've got 5.
5.
So I've got in 5th place Firestarter because it's fucking dreadful. I've got The Lair in number 4 because it's fucking dreadful. I've got Slayers in number 3 because it's fucking dreadful. And I've got in number 2 I've got Dashcam because it's just a horrible movie. And I've got in number 1 Halloween Ends because it was the biggest disappointment of the year for me.
Right.
I fucking hate everything that movie's about. Fuck Halloween Ends.
Dude, there's so many bad movies there. It's going to be tough. I might do it backwards and do my worst and go down from there. Okay. I think I'll put Slayers is the worst because that was it was almost unwatchable. Yeah. So Slayers is the worst. Then Jeepers Creepers Reborn, and then Dashcam, and then Lullaby. They them.
Yeah.
How many's that so far? And then X. Yeah, stick X in there. Is that 5? Oh, The Lair. I got The Lair. No, sorry, dude, man. The Lair's got to be in there. All right, I'll knock. I'll stick The Lair at number 5.
Okay, so which one are
Yeah.
you ejecting from your worst of list? Which one is saved by Neil Marshall's The Lair?
Which one did I have number 5 before? I can't even remember. Was it X? X is saved, so I'll put The Lair at
X is
number 5.
saved. Oh,
It doesn't.
there you
It doesn't
go,
make
some
the
X.
top 5. Yeah, that was so many bad movies. There was worse movies than X.
Fair play, fair play, fair play. So what points are we talking? Let's do the points.
Yeah. Okay. You don't want to do yet? Most overrated movie of the year.
Oh yeah, overrated.
Mine's got to be X. Mine's got to be X, dude.
Okay. Overrated. Overrated.
That's the only one that in the F there. That's the only one that most people really like. I can't see any. Well, Scream's in there, but no, I think X is worse than Scream, man.
Yeah, I think X got like 4 stars in Empire.
Did it?
So I'd probably agree with you, mate. It's a toss up for me between X and probably Men. Because I mean, this thing was getting 5 stars, 10 out of 10 everywhere. You know, the critics were saying that this was a phenomenal film, and you know, I didn't think it was. But I'll agree with X as overrated because it's in the F tier, and it got pretty much across the board good reviews, and I don't know why.
Cool, I totally agree. Right, yeah, let's talk the scores. I'll tell you what, just before we do that, I'm just gonna put on our. So this is the scorecard from all the 6 previous episodes, and then we'll see where this one gets in the list. So the top years are 1982 and 1984. Both got 50 points. And the bottom year is 1994, which got 15 points. That was a bad year, dude. That was such a bad year.
It was.
Right. Let's see where we get with this. Have you got your calculator there?
Ready to go.
Right. So we've got no S tier movies, so you can forget about that. We've got 3 A tier, so that's 9 points.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 B tier. That's 20 points.
Okay.
And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 C tiers. That's 9 points.
Okay.
And D0, so we can ignore those. And F tier, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So knock off 17 points. And what do we get?
We got a total of 21 points for 2022. 21 points. So, yeah, not a vintage year by any means. Not a vintage year, unfortunately. 21 points. I think, you know, looking back at the year, and again, you know, we haven't seen everything. You know, we haven't seen the menu, and you know, we may be missing the odd, you know, A class data, but I don't think we're missing an S tier horror movie here at all.
No, yeah. I mean, to be honest, Pete, we've only got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Got like 16 not scenes, which is about the same as we have for every other year. But this year we had 60 movies on the list, which is like 10 more than any other year we've done. So we've got loads of extra movies, and it's got the same number of not scenes. But yeah, looking at the not scenes, I mean, unless the menu is like the best movie ever, I can't see any possible S tier movies there at all. So
no,
I mean, the menu's the only one on that list I really, really want to see. The rest, I can take them or leave them. I'll be honest. I'm not like dying to see anything apart from the menu that we haven't seen.
Yeah, I agree. Like I'll watch. I think you know I'll go out my way to watch Mad God because it looks technically brilliant. I don't think there's much of a kind of cohesive storyline. It's more of a showpiece, if you like, for this guy's art and the animation that this guy does. Hellbender, I'll probably check that out at some point. No Exit, I'll probably check out. But The Menu is the one that I really want to see, and the others, nah, I'm not really bothered about it. To be fair, I'm not really bothered about. I'll pass.
Yeah. So I mean, I think overall it's not been a bad year. There's definitely been some good movies, but there's been lots of really crap movies as well. So
yeah,
I mean, the A and B tier, that's, I mean, together that's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's like 13 very good movies there.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, that's good. Just got dragged down by so many crap movies.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's just the way it goes, man.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's I'm trying to think, about non-horror films and what's been great and what hasn't been great. And I suppose on the non-horror side of things, there's I don't know. I'm not sure if there's been anything exceptional that's jumping out. I haven't seen Top Gun 2 because I haven't seen Top Gun 1, so I'm not really interested in that. Avatar.
I wasn't a massive fan of that film thing. Yeah. I wasn't a massive fan of that. I wasn't a massive fan of Batman either. I mean, I liked them. I didn't think they were like the best thing ever or anything. I can't think of a movie I really, really enjoyed that came out this year. I mean, really struggling to think of an excellent movie that came of any genre. It's not been like a fantastic year. But the thing is, I think 2022 was better than 2021 because I remember being very, very disappointed with that year. I think this year is better. I can imagine if we did 2021, the score might be even lower.
Yeah, I mean, I think with 2021, if my memory serves me rightly, a lot of movies were getting shelved because of COVID until the following year. So, half the movies that are on here as 2022 movies probably actually were meant for 2021 releases, but started to come out. But we'll see. I mean, 2023 has got some decent things. The list that you read out, including Civil War, including the new Evil Dead movie. They might be good. This could be the year, fingers crossed, for some actual decent balls to the wall horror. Yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Right, so let's take a quick look at our leaderboard and let's see where 2022 fits on. 21 points, you said it was? Was it 21?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's just have a look. So there we go. That's every episode we've done in the past couple of years. And at the top is still 1990 with 70 points. And at the bottom is 1994 with 15. And second from bottom is 2022 with 21 points. So
wow,
I don't know. I'm seeing a bit of a theme there. With 2016 did pretty well, but yeah, there you go, Pete.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of hoping that one time we do a show where I get above 50 points. I don't think it's happened yet, but yeah, listen, 1994 was a complete stinker, right enough, but so at least 2022 was better than 1994. That's for sure. But yeah, I think the simple fact that there's no S tier movies there, speaks a lot. There's been a lot of generic movies either pumped out onto streaming or pumped out into the cinemas. And some have had cinema releases that really didn't deserve cinema releases. You mentioned before, Jeepers Creeps, and some movies, that like old people, because it's obviously in a different language, are destined. They're only going to come out on Netflix or anything like that, because as a country we don't really release widespread foreign movies, and sometimes the gems are there. True. But hey ho, what can you do? What can you do, mate?
There you go. No, I agree. Yeah, I think the key to doing well in this is having S tier films, and I think it's been a good few years since we've had a really classic horror film come out. I'm struggling to think of one that came out in the last 5 years, to be honest. Right, so we'll wrap up with the comments, and I think we'll say we'll be done.
Okay,
And and then we'll just need to figure out what we're going to do next after we put this to bed, this series, and come back to it maybe next year. Well, later on this year, but we'll try and do something new, something fresh. But let's quickly get through these comments.
No problem.
Dave says, "What about the movie called Fall? I'll give it a D here. That's not a horror film, dude. Would you call it a horror film? Fall?
I'd call it a thriller.
No,
it's a tense thriller.
Yeah. It's got tension and suspense, but it doesn't have any horror. Even though I had a dumb story in the editing at the end, it was still fun too. I mean, I like the movie, but
me too. Me too.
But it's definitely not an S tier movie anyway. Dave says maybe it was more of a survival movie. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
My faves only for this year was Scream, Terrifier 2, and X. Then the very subpar shark movies. The Old Boy. Hi, mate. Nice to see you here. Yeah, Prey was naff, massively overhyped. There you go, Pete. I like this guy, Old Boy.
Old Boy, what are you on about? Gotta give this movie some love, man.
Dave says it's good that we can all agree to disagree. We all have to be honest, so we can't lie to ourselves. That's right, yeah.
That's true.
For me, it's just all about enjoyment, man. I just watch movies for a thrill, have a good time, and that's how I base how much I like movies. Dave says for me, I have to say Halloween, and this is the worst movie of the year. It wasn't too surprisingly bad, but it was disappointing beyond belief. Maybe as my worst. Fair play.
Yeah.
Dave says, thank you so much for allowing me to babble about horror movies here with you guys as well. You're always welcome here, Dave. You've got a home here with us. Dave says, saw the movie The Menu. Oh, you saw it. Nice one. I was really looking forward to it, and it let me down sort of. Oh, I've only heard good things about it. Dave says, by the end, The Menu didn't make any sense. Looks like a ton of fun to me. Dave says, but it had great performances in it. It's just too bad the story, in my opinion, wasn't strong enough and wasn't weird enough. I'm a big fan of Ralph Fiennes, man. Ever since I saw Stranger Days, I thought I just like the guy.
So I tell you what I love Ralph Fiennes in the most is in Bruges. His fucking performance in that movie he's both terrifying but hilarious at the same time as that quite evil Cockney gangster. He's kind of channeling Ben Kingsley from that what was that movie with Ray Winston in?
Oh yeah, Sexy Beast.
Sexy Beast. He's channeling Ben Kingsley.
I was just thinking that when you mentioned that, I was just thinking like Ben Kingsley and Sexy Beast. Yeah, absolutely. Dave says a 6 out of Boosty 10 for the movie The Menu. Dave says I still have no interest in the new Batman movie, even though I'm a huge fan of the characters in casting. Huge to me, in this whole new movie looks miscast throughout. That movie's long, man. Old Boy says Bullet Train was a good laugh. Yeah, we enjoyed Bullet Train. Yeah. I've seen it on a lot of lists of the worst movies of the year. I've seen Bullet Train on quite a few of them. I can't work out why.
That's stupid. It's a good no-brainer. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's like a easy to like movie. Yeah. Dave says Ralph Fiennes is definitely a great actor. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's always Strange Days, man. I love him in Strange Days. I think he's wicked.
Strange Days is great.
Yeah. That's an S-tier movie for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit of a forgotten gem, is Strange
Isn't
Days.
It?
Yeah, not a lot of people talk about Strange Days, but it's a bloody good movie. You know, Juliette Lewis is fantastic as well. It's kind of
got a brilliant cast. The whole cast is
it's tense. It's action packed. I really like it. I like it.
Yeah. Right then, folks. So that was our series finale. We've gone through the best and the worst of 2022, and despite the score, there's definitely been some very good movies. No classics, but there's definitely some very good movies in 2022. But unfortunately, there's even more bad movies. So that just brought the scores down, and that's what you see in that's how it's reflected in our final score, 21 points for 2022. We There's a little comment there. That's right, mate. Catherine Bigelow directed Strange Days. I think I think that was like for me, that's the pinnacle of her career. Point Break, and then Strange Days.
I think she was very much under the wing of James Cameron when she made Strange Days. You could feel his influence in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he produced both their movies, didn't he?
Yeah,
Point Break and Strange Days. Yeah, I think he wrote Strange Days, didn't he?
I'd have to check that, mate. But yeah, possibly.
He wrote the story. Yeah. I'll echo what Dave Bushy just said there. I've even got a clip here. 2 seconds.
Happy New Year!
So thanks everyone for joining us. We're going to be doing something different next time you see us. Might be next week, but it might be in a couple of weeks. We'll see after we put our heads together and figure out something new and interesting to do. So until then, thanks very much for watching. We appreciate it. Do you have anything to say, Pete?
Just the usual, mate. Thank you for having us during this series, mate. It's been an absolute blast, and it's been nice to really get to know everybody that's on the chat and everything like that. So thank you very much, and Happy New Year to everybody. I hope all your wishes come true for 2023.
Absolutely. I've got one more clip here. I'm just going to stick it on just for the crack, and hopefully we won't get. Just got mentioned there. She directed Near Dark also. Yeah. What about Near Dark? Yeah. I mean, I think there's definitely a trajectory there. I like Near Dark very much. So it's Near Dark, Point Break, and then Strange Days. There you go. Perfect trajectory there.
Did she do Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis as well?
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of that one, I've got to say. I mean, I like it too. I like it very much, but I don't think it's as good as those other ones. So let me just stick this last clip on because I think it's funny.
I certainly hope there's enough space on the train for me. Nenge Mboko from Cameroon. Do you remember me? It's Lionel Joseph.
Lionel! From the African Education Conference, right?
Yes, Simon. I was director of cultural events at the Haile Selassie Pavilion.
I remember the pavilion. We had big fun there.
That's great.
I love that film. All right, so we'll leave you with that funny clip, and we'll see you again. Again, thanks for watching. Take care, people. Enjoy 2023.